My boyfriend's parents always leave me to babysit their daughter. Throwaway account. I have been with my boyfriend for 5 months now. His family are lovely and I get along really well with them. He has a little sister who is 6 and she adores me. I will add that his parents only speak Arabic, and I only speak English, so I cannot communicate with them without my boyfriend there to translate. I stay the night at his place a couple nights a week on the days I am not working. The past couple weeks I have been waking up to his sister at home while his parents are at work and my boyfriend is at uni. When I ask his sister why she isn't at school, she says she wanted to stay home with me. So I am stuck at their house babysitting her and have had to cancel plans to sit with her. I was brought up in a house where I was sent to school even if I was dying, so I don't understand how her parents just let her stay home because she didn't want to go. I honestly don't mind babysitting her occasionally if they have no other option, but I would just like to be asked first. She is a lot of work and needs constant attention, especially from me. I have spoken to my boyfriend about this and he told me to just leave her in another room and she will entertain herself. This doesn't happen at all. Even when my boyfriend is here, she gets mad if I sit with him and not her. She sets timers to make sure I'm spending more time with her than with my boyfriend, and she will scream and cry if I leave her to spend time with my boyfriend. When I am looking after her, she is constantly wanting to play and gets upset if I'm not sitting with her, to the point I can't use the bathroom without her sitting at the door screaming and crying. I am sitting here now babysitting her and she is jumping at me, putting toys in my face and pulling on my clothes. It's got to the point where I don't want to sleep at my boyfriend's anymore because I don't want to watch her the next day. I feel bad for wanting to go home because my boyfriend loves me sleeping over. This is happening 2 or 3 days a week and I am now spending every day I have off work babysitting her when I want to run errands, do chores at home, etc. I just don't know how to approach this situation because I can't communicate with his parents because of the language barrier, and my boyfriend tells me just to leave her in another room and that she doesn't need looking after. What advice do you have on how to handle this situation without ruining the good relationship I have with my boyfriend and his parents? Comment. Your boyfriend is the problem. Tell him, clearly, that you don't feel comfortable babysitting her without a heads up, and that you're not going to do it again, so he needs to tell his parents. Make it clear that you've had to cancel plans and you're not okay with that. Then, if he doesn't talk to his parents about it, dump him. If he does talk to them but they continue to do it, stop staying overnight. Stop sleeping over at his house. They can't sucker you into watching her if you are not there. Also, the two of you should spend more time away from his house altogether. She's getting very attached to you and you need to set some boundaries. I'll play one game with you at 7 p.m. but right now this is my time to spend with your brother. Put more pressure on your boyfriend to talk to them. How? There are even translator apps where you can type in or say what you want to say and it will speak it in the language you tell it to. Maybe that's an option. But what his family is doing to you is completely unacceptable. You're not being paid to babysit, so it's literally not your job. They're taking advantage of your kindness and imposing on your time. Your boyfriend is out of line by dismissing you, especially since he knows you need him to communicate with his parents. I would suggest stop staying over for like a week or 2, and when the parents inevitably ask why you haven't been staying the night, that's the perfect opportunity to have your boyfriend or an app explain to them that you have things to do the following day and cannot babysit. The easiest solution is to stop sleeping over. 5 months in and you are being taken advantage of like this? No way. Your boyfriend is a real winner too, just stick his sister elsewhere. What? Is she a pet? That's easier than talking to his parents? What am I saying? Of course it is. One would require effort on his part. You deserve better. You've only been dating 5 months and his sister has emotionally bonded with you this much. Do your BF and his parents assume you and he will be getting married? This will be incredibly traumatic for her when you break up. That's not fair to her at all. Note, I said when because your BF is already ignoring your feelings and expressed wishes. He's further pressuring you to do something you don't want to do. This is never a good sign a relationship will stand the test of time. What good relationship? You're the free babysitter. They are intentionally leaving the kid with you while you're asleep so you can't say no. Stop sleeping over so they can't do that to you anymore. I wouldn't even want to visit. The boyfriend could go over to your place instead. Hopefully he doesn't bring his sister because she misses you so much. Story 2. Girlfriend flirted with my cousin in front of me. Hello, just feeling a little lost right now. My girlfriend and I have been together for 3 months. First 2 months were so good. I felt she was the one for me. On the 3rd month we started having so many fights. We've had 8 fights already since, and it's been mentally and emotionally exhausting. One night before her birthday, I treated her to dinner and a surprise. We were good and peaceful. Then we got into another argument when we started drinking. She then said she wanted to go to the club. We had never gone together before, although she had asked a couple of times, but with me there. I didn't want to. She insisted, and so we did. We were good there. She is into PDA, public display of affection, and so we were just kissing inside the club. I told her my cousin who is visiting from Canada is gonna catch up with us. We were both pretty hammered at this point. Just for context, I told her that I've had issues before with a girlfriend who kept flirting with my friends, eventually causing a falling out with myself and that friend. So I told her, "Hope you don't do that to me, okay?" She said of course not, reassured me that that would be stupid and she would never. The moment my cousin arrived, I told them to hang out while I got drinks. We were pretty hammered at that point. It was already 4 a.m. I noticed she was touchy but thought nothing of it. Until I came back and I noticed her hands were all over his arms and chest, and she was trying to hug him but in the flirtiest manner. My cousin said he felt the same way. This was within 5 minutes of meeting my cousin. My cousin eventually had to move away out of respect for me. I still didn't raise this. Then she went up to me smiling, asking if my cousin was single. She then proceeded to twerk while looking at me, but with my cousin in full view of her ass. I even caught her looking at my cousin, so I knew who the show was intended for. My cousin confirmed how weird this all felt for him, especially the twerk. Naturally, we had a huge fight. She apologized and said she is just like that when she is drunk and she's trying to control it. My cousin mentioned she was also like that to 4 other guys, including the bouncer in the club. My cousin said she is a great party friend but very troubling to date and that I should break up with her. I already did that morning, but she asked to give it time and try to work it out. What are your thoughts on this? Should I give her another chance? I'm just concerned about that fact that 1. She knew I went through a traumatic experience between a girl I date and a close friend of mine. 2. She knew he was my cousin. 3. She did it blatantly in front of me. Comnet. The harsh reality of the situation is that you've been together for 3 months and a third of it has been misery. Yes, this situation wasn't okay, but at the end of the day it's just yet another symptom of a much larger problem. Walk away. The most problematic part of that is that she knows that's what she does when she drinks, yet she still drinks. She sounds like she's not ready for a stable relationship. She's edging towards 30 years old and still acts like a wild and free 20-year-old. If you feel you are ready to have an adult relationship with adult relationship goals, then you should move on, cause it doesn't sound like she will naturally be that person at all anytime soon. The age is the thing that got me. I'm around their age, and I think once you get past 25, if you're still blaming getting drunk on how you act, that's pretty sad. You've had plenty of time by then to figure out how alcohol affects you, and the adult thing is to not do stuff that you know is bad for you. Shows a massive lack of maturity and responsibility, and I'd never tolerate that behavior in someone I was serious with. Your cousin is right. This girl is for entertainment purposes only, so side chick material. She can have the girlfriend title if it matters, but she does not get that commitment from you. So if you can't do this without emotion, and thus getting hurt, then you let this one go away. Had to check the ages. Twice. Apparently my brain refuses to register this as the behavior of someone over the age of 22. It's not just the disrespect, the flirting, with you. Imagine what happens when you're not there, but also the fact that you are already fighting non-stop, during what is usually still the honeymoon period. The fact that your solution isn't talking, but getting smashed, also doesn't help. Break up? There's no way you've met the one, after 2 months. I always see it as a huge red flag when people are fighting so early into their relationship. Because the first couple of months in a relationship is usually the honeymoon phase, and in a way, the best one, where you're trying to impress each other and are so head over heels with one another. So if you're already finding reasons to argue, imagine what it's gonna be like in a year, when you both actually discover what the other one is actually like. When you have to face situation much more difficult than as a cousin. Yet, no. Your cousin is absolutely right. As a woman, I have plenty of friends like this, and they're cycling through relationships left and right. Nobody will ever take this girl seriously if she's acting that way after a few drinks. That's concerning behavior for her age, too. Do you want a woman who is in control of their mental faculties and knows when to slow it down with the drinking, or a woman who is a habitual line-crossing horny drunk whose hormones know no bounds when faced with an attractive man? I don't think that's a risk you'd be willing to take, so cut her loose. She can work out her issues and try to control it better as a single woman. That's pure disrespect, and that behavior shows that she will do that again sooner or later. You can easily find a girl who respects you and simply would never do that. Definitely leave her. Life is too short to settle with someone that childish. Besides, it sounds like she would be better off being single too, since she wants to act like it.